Well, we live in the social media era, the information era, I guess you could call it. And sometimes it's hard to know. What are you supposed to know? What are you supposed to believe? How many media leaks are supposed to happen? How many are just some idiot in the government running his mouth? Why are we sending Reaper drones over Mexico? Joining me now to talk about many of these things, Todd Bensman, fellow at the Center for Immigration Studies, love them very much, author of the book Overrun. Okay, Todd, somebody told CNN that we're flying drones over the cartels in Mexico. Is this one of those, well, we wanted them to know, or is this one of those we have a leaky ship in the Central Intelligence Agency, which would be the least surprising things in the world? What is it?
Well, I can't say for sure, but we definitely know from at least the Mexicans who were complaining about this briefly and saying, "Hey, listen, we didn't give them permission to be over our territory, or that some of them were permitted, but others were not." That sort of thing. So we do have the Mexicans talking about it, and maybe they just want to start doing some. We want to start doing some psyops on the cartels. Let them know that, we're coming after them in some way, that they should start looking over a shoulder, maybe start watching out for themselves and be nervous. And it's not just the drones, the spy planes, but it's also, the Green Berets just were sent down there to start training Mexican naval infantry in unconventional warfare. And we're starting to put naval assets on the Gulf of America, off the coast there for the first time. We're doing a lot of things that we haven't done in a while. It seems like we're setting the table for something. And the context of that is Trump says we're going to wipe them out. And they're using sort of hyperbolic language about what we're going to do, that we're going to go kinetic. And that's the big context to all this, including trebling down on the CIA operations down there. So that's a big Washington Post story out today.
Todd, talk to me about the Mexicans and the cartels, because it's unsurprising that we get a lot of mixed messaging, as you just kind of pointed out, from the Mexican side of it. Now, we're looking forward to working with this administration. We will not work with this administration. We, of course, will smash the cartels. Hold on, we never said we'd sign up for this. Exactly what help can we expect from this government?
Well, the Mexican government under Claudia Sheinbaum adopted the prior president's policy toward the cartel, which, and I'm not making this up, was hugs, not bullets. In other words, we're just going to let you operate unless occasionally it's inconvenient for us and we have to go in and pick somebody up. But for the most part, you're free to make as much money as you want. We'll leave you alone if you leave us alone and maybe pay us. But the Trump administration isn't down with that. The Trump administration wants bullets, not hugs. And if the Mexican government doesn't like that, we put a 25% tariff in place with Trump's finger hovering over that button. If you don't, and that'll send them into recession right away. So they're under the gun, so to speak, the Mexican government, to do what Trump, to change their own policies so that their economy doesn't suffer. That's why you're getting yet this and then that and then this and then that, because they really don't want to go up against the cartels. It's hard to do that. But we are going to make them do it. We're coercing them into doing it. And that's kind of what the problem is there, why we're getting confusion.
Todd, how concerned are you, because you know a lot more about this stuff than I do, how concerned are you about what kind of an operation this would be? The average American, understandably, I'm not insulting them, thinks the cartels are all up in cartel headquarters at some fancy hacienda, and I've seen clear and present danger. You just drop a bomb on it and they're all dead, of course, but that is not how it works in real life. Very similar to other places we've been, they are ingrained in many of these communities where they operate. They are not in one central warehouse, very scary looking. They're ingrained. How do we uningrain them, for lack of a better term?
It's true. The cartels are what we call a wicked homeland security problem. very, very difficult to just simply destroy them militarily. Hundreds of thousands of Mexicans work for the cartels in various kind of roles. Mexican economy is, dependent on a lot of that drug trade and human smuggling trade. The Sinaloa cartel has 60,000 employees by one report. And so it's not going to be easy to just wipe them out. And furthermore, under the administration of President Felipe Calderon from 2006 through about 2012, they waged all-out military war. They tried with everything they had to wipe out those cartels, and they got their butts kicked and withdrew. And as a result, we got hugs, not bullets, as a policy. 200,000 Mexican dead. I think that the way this is going to, I think that the way this is going to go down. And by the way, the drug smuggling never stopped during any of that. So it's not, that is a wicked problem. I think that military action is going to maybe suppress some things. It's going to, it might be better than nothing. Maybe the cartels will give up fentanyl, and as long as they can keep sending the rest of the drugs over, maybe just not fentanyl. That seems to be what the Americans are worried about. I think that the way it'll play out, if I have another second here, is kind of like we'll use the Mexican army and military as our proxy for any kinetic action, but they're going to have CIA support, American military intelligence support, maybe weaponry, aircraft. Will be behind the scenes, advisors, like in Colombia for years and years, where we backed a war against the FARC, which was a major cocaine smuggling cartel down there. Ultimately, it was successful, but it took decades. So I think we'll see, if we see anything, it'll be something like that. And one last thing, there is a possibility that if there is kinetic action down there, I mean military action by the Mexicans with under U.S. pressure, that the cartels could attack us on our soil, on our side, shoot at Border Patrol, take out some American military personnel down there or something in retaliation. And in that case, they're moving in some pretty serious military forces. The 10th Mountain Division has just arrived, 500 of them, light infantry in Fort Huachuca in Arizona. That's a we mean business outfit, fully armed and equipped with all their weaponry and spy planes and everything else. So I think that's intended maybe to deter any kind of attack on U.S. soil.
Yeah. The boys at the 10th Mountain are very, very serious individuals. That is for sure. So that tells you we mean business. I've been to Fort Huachuca, actually. Todd, that was awesome. Come back soon, brother. We'll riff on this some more. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.